Hey, welcome back to the High Kicks podcast. Carl, what are you doing?
Shameless plug.
You're putting blue Powerade in. You're stopping your plugging of finger guns.
Shameless plug.
We wish we were sponsored by Powerade, but we are not.
Nah,
Carl
not at
Carl
all.
Carl just likes the blue stuff. We had some good games this week. I enjoyed watching. I think we got a lot to talk about. We jump right in, or anything
Yeah.
else? Oh, actually, before we get into things, I just want to wish Marquinhos and Di Maria's families well after the break-ins at their houses.
Yeah.
It's just terrible, and I
It was
hope
an awful
everyone's.
thing to happen,
I'm
but
glad to hear that everyone's
yeah,
in a much better
exactly.
situation now. Um,
Everyone's safe. No one got hurt in the situation. It was
yeah,
great to hear.
yeah. But let's move on to our games. So the first game we have up is Leeds Chelsea. This game was a draw.
But it was back and forth to hell.
Yeah, it was back and forth to hell. It was exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea outpossessed, Chelsea outshot. One of the bigger things I wanted to talk about, and it's something that I have been talking about personally all season, I know with you, and it's come up on prior episodes of the podcast. I'm a big fan of Villain Melier. He had 8 saves.
Of course.
He had 8 saves in this draw, and he just looks fantastic. I don't know what it is. He looks like he commands his box, and I'm not taking away anything from Edward Mendy because he made a fantastic save in this game.
I was gonna say.
But I'm highlighting the 20-year-old keeper who wasn't like a highlighted summer transfer here, and he's just very much impressed me. And I actually don't know if he's 21 yet. I don't know when his birthday is. But I'm back to the way he commands his box, the way he claims the ball in the air, the confidence, the distribution. He looks like he's going to have a great career, and I'm excited.
And also, he's French, so that sort of sucks for all the national teams.
Also, do you know who just got named captain of the stacked U21 French national team, Carl?
Who?
Guess. You're not going to be able to.
Kamavinga?
No.
What?
Want to go one more guess?
No.
Matteo Guendouzi.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Damn.
Saw it on Instagram.
I'm actually surprised.
Might have been Puberty Sport. But yeah, so Matteo Guendouzi beats out all of those other stacked midfielders for the captaincy of that team.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but maybe there's always more to like being a captain than just
and we're not there every day
on the field.
I mean, he's playing quite well this year.
Yeah, but also
the antics. But I think it's good for him, and hopefully, I mean, they should play really, really, really well come their U21 Euros.
Yeah, that's not even a question.
Yeah,
like we're talking about one of the best teams.
I want to slide into one of the more shocking games of the weekend, though. The result kind of caught me off guard. Neither of us predicted this one.
No.
Burnley 2-1 over Everton.
Bro, we're saying that's like why we predict like the way that we do. Like you have to. Like sometimes like you predict an upset, but predicting this to go the way that it went is not at all an upset. It was actually like sort of a thrashing by Burnley, despite what the possession says. Like those shots, every single one were so menacing.
Yep. Dwight McNeil's finish. And I mean, shout out to Everton, because I do got to say, like, giving up two
Bro.
early goals. Hold up, giving up two early goals and then coming back and getting one back quick. It
Yeah.
shows grit and it shows determination, and it shows like they have room to grow under Ancelotti. But losing 2-1 at home to Burnley also shows they still have a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And also, I feel like they need another signing. I think they're at that point
you think
because
they're
of
at
the
that point?
depth because of the depth in most of the other Premier League teams. Like Manchester United is deep now.
Yeah.
Arsenal is deep now. Tottenham is pretty deep. Leicester
Liverpool
is a
needs to be
deep
deeper.
team.
Clearly, we're seeing that this year. But,
Yeah, we're seeing that really quickly.
well,
And
yeah.
they're gonna adjust for that like immediately. City's deep. So Chelsea even is a deep team. Like they
Yes.
have such a deep roster. So once Everton actually starts getting like they need like another like one or two signings and then they're starting to get into that conversation. And I think they're still gonna target Isco. Like I really
You think
want
it's
that to
go?
still be a thing.
I think he'd look good in that midfield. I think it would
Yeah,
unlock more
exactly.
creativity for the team, and I mean, he's another one. He played really well under Ancelotti prior.
Exactly. And he can also play on like a winger-esque position. Like
Yeah,
he can be like a winger cam. Like he's
yeah.
able to play like a right mid or a left mid position.
So we have a tendency on our show to mostly focus on the bigger clubs. I don't want to take anything off of Burnley for this, because this was
They thrashed them.
but they thrashed them, but this was a huge, huge win for Burnley. It moves them 7 points clear of the relegation zone with Fulham's loss to City, and it just lets them be a little bit more comfortable. And it's a big shout out to Sean Dyche to be able to go in there and put together a plan that'll make it work, you know?
Yeah, because you don't get to see that a lot. A lot of the time, it's sort of just forced upon managers recently, and they don't really get to have any plans go about. They sort of are just like, here's a timetable, like, just like you have your expectations. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't meet them, you're fired real quick.
Yeah, and
So,
he's doing a good job. I mean,
exactly.
they are a club that is in a spot where they should be near the bottom of the table, kind of fighting for their lives. But he's doing a good job to make that fight a little bit more comfortable.
You have to be in that position with the squad that they have. But they're
Exactly.
also ahead of Brighton and Newcastle right now.
Yeah.
Like pretty comfortably ahead of both,
Mm-hmm.
which is just super nice for both of them.
Yeah.
Like for Burnley, like just being able to move up there, they're literally tied with Southampton.
Yeah. So it was unfortunate for Fulham that Burnley got this win and Fulham had to up against. Wow, that wasn't words. Had to go up. Fulham had to go up against Man City.
Yeah.
One, I forgot what our predictions were for this.
You want me to pull
But
them up real quick?
nah, it's fine. But I just really want to speak about how I don't really think the scoreline is as reflective of how this game went. City did not outpossess Fulham the same way that they outpossess everybody else. It was a 7 point swing in possession, almost an
Yeah.
8 point swing. City didn't outtouch them by 300 like they outtouch everybody else. It was less than 100 touches. City didn't
Mhm.
outpass them by 500 or 300 or whatever. It was less than 100 passes. Fulham played well, aside from a 13-minute span that featured a Stones header. Actually, I don't know if it was a header. I'm going to retract that. A Stones goal. I watched it, and I don't know if it was a header. That's bad.
But Jesus' goal was really nice.
Jesus' goal was nice, and Sergio Aguero pen.
Yeah.
So, apart from those 13 minutes, I was really, really, really impressed with Fulham.
But we've seen this before by City. City have also played those close games with a couple other teams, and then out of nowhere for the last like what game was it? I'm trying to think of an exact example because it was a recent game where City it was up until like
No, but what I mean is even after that 13-minute period, like
oh
Fulham
it went
didn't
back to normal.
Fulham didn't look deflated. Like,
I don't know. That may be a knock on City just because they lost to Man U in such a fashion. Like maybe that did knock their confidence a little bit, and
I
I
mean,
could see that.
I don't know if it
But
knocked their confidence because they won 3-0. I just think we said it last week, and I'm going to reiterate it. Fulham are just pretty scrappy. Like,
uh, that's what you're trying to get at. Okay.
like, yeah, I mean, they clearly have some kind of like finishing issues because they put 3 shots up, but none of them were on target.
Yeah.
But this is a consistent thing for them to do well against teams that typically outpossess other teams. Like, I know City has off games like this
Yeah.
sometimes, but it's a trend for Fulham to play well against good teams.
Fulham are the draw monsters against decent teams, like
Yeah,
against.
that's kind of where I'm getting at. Um,
But I feel like an issue with City is just comparing them as like a decent team is just so
they're just
inaccurate.
they're just
They're
so much
just
better.
so different.
I want to slide over though to another game that this result kind of surprised me also, but
Mhm.
it's because it was kind of a slaughter. I did not think that Leicester was going to
No, I
do what they did to Sheffield. I did not think they were going to beat them 5-0.
I didn't expect the manner in which they would do it. I didn't expect that Iheanacho hat trick. I didn't expect half
Yeah.
of it.
Speaking of Iheanacho, not just a hat trick. The dude's 24 years old and he looks like he's coming into his own. He's got
Yeah.
5 goals in his last 3. Like, that's impressive. They are winning games without Vardy carrying such a scoring load right now. Madison didn't even play.
Mhm.
Like, as you mentioned before, they're deep.
And I want to mention something massively. You just see Vardy climbing the assist ladder right now
Uh huh.
with Iheanacho playing like
Oh
this.
my
He
God! Hey, did
literally
you
has
did you see
7
his two
assists
balls
right now.
in? Did you see his two
Yes,
balls into Iheanacho?
yes.
Like,
I don't even want to talk about it.
did you know?
They
Did
are
you know? Did
playing.
you know he could pass like that, Carl?
I just want to see Aubameyang and Lacazette do this.
Neither of them are Vardy.
Neither of them are going to be able to do this. It is disgusting what they were doing.
Like,
It was beautiful football.
I was watching this game while doing some stuff for the show, and I looked over, and Iheanacho scored, and then I looked over, and Iheanacho. No, sorry, I looked over, and Perez scored, and then I looked over, literally like 3-4 minutes later, and Iheanacho scored, and I was like, "What is going on?"
I'll read one thing to just like sum this all up. There were 0 shots on target by Sheffield, and they had 28% possession.
Sheffield's got issues. I mean, Chris Wilder just left the club.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Ryan Brewster hasn't worked out. I got to give a quick shout out to Michael Edwards before we get to the Liverpool game. The dude's got a way of somehow selling prospects that have barely played at Anfield for ridiculous amounts of money. I have no idea how he got 20 million for Ryan Brewster.
I don't know.
I have no idea. But that's besides the point. Back to Leicester. They look good. They just they're firing on all cylinders. Wesley Fofana's an animal in the back.
I think the only thing to look forward to is them playing City next week so that Man U can get some breathing room. I think that's the only thing that I can be excited about because honestly, with their current form, the only team that really can beat them, and I'm not even sure if they will, is Manchester City.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I hate the way that you guys look now.
What, they
You
look good
guys look
again?
a little
Well,
more confident.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's the last game on our slate. Um, but yeah, we've kind of just Sheffield don't look great, but that's not to take anything away from Leicester because in
Sheffield's
footy,
bottom of the table.
but
Leave them
but
be.
but in footy, just because you're playing a bad team doesn't mean you're going to put up 5 goals.
Yeah. Fact.
So
Fact.
let's move on to a game that was a little bit less goal
Of a
scoring,
thrashing.
a little bit less exciting, you know. But Carl got
This
his,
is definitely a lot less exciting,
yeah.
but
Carl got his result.
yeah,
He got
that's
his
all that
result.
matters. You got dubs. Screw West Ham. All we did was we countered them and we played super possessive and
I mean, you dominated them,
yeah, and then we forced an own goal and you call it a day from there.
but you dominated them.
Yeah, I was actually really thoroughly surprised with our performance. I was not expecting that thorough of a performance, and I really think after that win to City, like our confidence is just
Yep.
boosting through the roof.
It's
We
too bad.
we feel like,
Carl. It's too bad that you can't use that confidence in the Champions League and you just got to use it in the Europa League.
bro, we would. Loki, City's the next round. I want to. Who are they versing next round in the Champions League?
I don't know. The thing just ended today. They got to do a draw.
Bro, they're gonna get the work.
I want it to be Liverpool just because I want Liverpool to take them out. But it won't. Liverpool won't take them out, so I don't want it to be Liverpool. You know what I really
Yeah.
want to see, and what no one else wants to see this early?
Well,
I would love City Bayern. Get
yeah,
one
I
of
would love to see that too.
get one of them out early. Or City PSG. But I think there wasn't really much on the United West Ham game. I just kind of had to put
It
it.
was literally just a thrashing.
It was a
Like
thrashing. It was unexpected.
I didn't expect it to be so
they
thorough.
made West Ham look like West Ham usually is, not how West Ham is right now.
Exactly, and also that's also not to take away from Lingard because Lingard wasn't able to
Yeah,
play against his
parent
parent club,
club.
and bro,
That
they
showed.
played so much worse.
That showed a
So
lot.
much
A
worse.
lot.
Like I was really surprised. I think that's a huge thing for Lingard's career because I think if he gets I would really want him to get signed by West Ham. I want him
I
the
would too.
best and
I
I
would too.
think that's his best place right
Yeah.
now.
Right now, I agree. I agree. So before we go into our next game, actually, and we're going to go into the next game anyway, but I will talk about it while we go into it. But so, North London Derby.
This was a great game. I'm
This is
gonna
a
be
great game,
honest.
but hold up before we go into the game. This just really came back to bite Jose Mourinho in the butt. Ready for this? Do you know what he said before the game, Carl?
Nah.
So he got asked about what he thinks of Arsenal and what he thinks of them before the game, and he said, "I look up, I don't look down," referring to the table.
Oh, I did see this. Yeah, get clapped, kid.
Yeah,
Get clapped.
like Jose, you tried to play the mind games. It just didn't work, dude. Didn't work. But
Bro, literally, you get outplayed. You get outplayed the entire game. Like one of the early chances, I'm pretty sure it was Smith Rowe who shot it. I literally was just freaking out because it was like a banger from all the way outside of the box, similar to like the way that Granit Xhaka hits like really occasionally.
yo, speaking
I
of
was like,
bangers outside of the box, just to exit the Prem real quick. You see Odegaard's banger from the Europa League this week?
No, I didn't.
All right, check that after we're done recording because it's ridiculous. Nah, not right now. Okay, I'll talk. I was impressed. I don't know. Arsenal just look like they're good. They're growing. Arteta ball looks like it's going well, and I don't like it. Also,
Nah, it's looking really confident.
I saw something this week that was talking about. So Spurs' golden age right now has no trophies, and Arsenal's banter period has two because they won
Spurs.
the FA Cup and the Community Shield.
Spurs don't have history.
No, I'm talking about the current golden age. Like the best Spurs have been is current.
Yeah, exactly. Like
And this is
Spurs just don't have history, so that's why they're trash because they don't have any of the backing.
that's not really what I'm talking about. It's more how
I'm just
currently
capping.
I
They're
know,
just
but
trash. They got whooped.
they did get whooped. It's just I don't know because I feel like when you have the front four of Kane, Son, Bale, and Lucas Moura, why are you playing so defensive?
Also, why are you playing Lucas Moura at Cam?
I mean, he plays really well there with those three in front of him.
I honestly think someone else plays better, like a little Mela or honestly,
Lucas Moura. So Spurs almost came back and drew this game at the end with a couple free kicks. And one of the free kicks at the end only happened because Lucas Moura has the feet that he has. Like, his dribbling ability and his ability to create late in games and draw fouls and get the ball off his feet quick is really, really important in a midfield. So that's kind of just like, especially with those guys in front of him, he's just really, really quick.
yeah, fair.
But it's all opinionated, like, in terms of what we think would work.
Entirely true, especially that's just being a manager.
Yeah. So
Oh
last
my
week,
god.
you saw the goal,
Oh my god. Oh
right?
my
Right?
god.
Yeah.
Bro, they're bringing back old Arsenal. This is scary. I hate this.
Well, they have to make the Odegaard signing permanent.
Yeah.
But I want to move on to the next game because Carl and I have not done very well with predictions, but I got our next game right. I called it. Not only did
Yeah.
I call the score, but I called who would score the goal and come through for Liverpool.
Yeah. Well,
And
Mane missing everything and the rest of your offense just being like, oh yeah, I don't know how to play. It doesn't like
yeah,
show well for you
shut
guys.
up. Stop being salty. You said before that we look good and you don't like it.
That's why I have to be salty. Like
Also,
I'm not salty unless you look good.
yeah, that's fair. I saw something on Instagram today. Fiago at Footy Base posted something about how he finds it interesting that everyone's praising City for how well they're playing in the Champions League right now, while they're playing Gladbach, who are on a 7-game skid and everything's kind of in free fall, and Liverpool's dismantling of Leipzig, who are the only team challenging Bayern for the title in Bundesliga, kind of fell under the radar. And I'm a Liverpool supporter, and seeing that, my brain kind of just ticked, and I was like, "Whoa, it did." No one really talked about it. Like that's a bigger deal than it was.
Yeah. But I also expected it. I expected both,
I
and
I did
I
too, but
expected cities to be more confident. That's why I'm saying they're gonna get whooped in their next round. Just because
given
I feel like they're going into like a false confidence period. I feel like they've been versing like crappy prem sides, and then like now that they're versing like decent like teams, they're actually like starting to be like, okay, like we're starting to slow down.
Well, so
Like even though they're winning
first
the
off, hold
Prem,
up. There's no such thing as a crappy Prem side.
I'm talking about the worst, the lesser Prem sides, like the
The
ones
lower
without
table.
massive amounts of funding.
Okay. But I don't know. I just I like where Liverpool's going. I'm still not sure where I stand on Ozan Kabak. He looked like he's settling in a little bit more. He's still 20. His his buy option at the end of the season's 18 million, which isn't terrible. Uh I think one of the biggest things though with Liverpool right now is Fabinho has moved back to the midfield. I said earlier on our podcast that I wouldn't mind if he became a center back. I am going to retract that blasphemous statement. The dude needs to be in the midfield. We're a totally different side when he is playing in midfield.
Bro, you guys actually play confident if you have him in the midfield.
I did not realize until he was missing from the midfield.
He has a role similar to Rodri in the midfield of City.
Yeah, but I think he's better.
That's debatable, but
I know it
everyone's
is.
up to their opinion.
Well, Rodri might be better right now, but
yeah,
in terms of when you look at overall and who's been doing it for longer this well,
Rodri's also younger.
not by much. I think Rodri's like 24, and I think Fabinho's like 26, 27.
Rodri is 24. And Fabinho.
Did I get this right?
27.
Yeah. So,
hey, good job.
Yeah.
But Fabinho hasn't been like that great for that long.
I mean, he's been
and also Rodri's also been world class like for a minute.
Fabinho's been an underrated, incredibly important part of Liverpool's midfield for the last 3 years.
Yeah. Wait, did you say underrated?
Somewhat.
No.
Considering that based on where I'm putting him and where you're putting him, I'm considering that you are underrating him.
No, I'm just saying City like has Rodri, and I'm saying Rodri is better than him because
I know, and I'm saying
and it's gonna have a longer prime than Fabinho because Fabinho hasn't been world class forever. Like
I mean,
world class.
Fabinho was he was pretty damn world class at Monaco when he was younger. That's kind of why he went to Liverpool. He was a huge reason that Monaco team with Mbappe in 17 was nuts. Are you forgetting about that?
Yeah, I did forget about that, but also Rodri's been at like a Prem side like pretty much his entire career.
No, Rodri just went to Man City a couple years ago, coming out of Atletico in La Liga.
Yeah, but he's been sick since. He was sort of okay.
Keep in mind that we're debating two of the top like 5 CDMs in the Prem.
You mean the world?
Yeah,
like, pretty much. Like literally, Rodri's debatably the best CDM in the world with like Kimmich, Conte.
Kimmich is just different, but that I'm just gonna take the games off the screen because we're done talking about it. We've jumped into
just debating some BS.
We're just debating some stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Because Liverpool's midfield has been such an important part to the way they've played over the last couple of years, and because the change I noticed when he's not there versus when he is, I don't see that change in City's midfield, Sans Rodri, as I do in Liverpool's midfield, Sans Fabinho, which is kind of why I'm making this statement.
I haven't really seen City without Rodri.
It might also be chalked up to the fact that KDB Gundogan, and everybody else in that midfield are better than the other people around Fabinho at Liverpool.
Yeah.
But that's an argument that no one's ever going to be able to actually prove if you swapped them.
I just really think
I
that
guess my
he's
argument
gonna
more
be
is Fabinho is more important to Liverpool's midfield than Rodri is to City's. And I think that's
when have you seen them without like Rodri? Like,
Rodri's first season and last season. He didn't play every game.
yeah. So when did they not win the Prem?
They didn't win the Prem last year after two of the most historic seasons in the history of world football. So
Yeah.
typically there's some burnout after that.
And now they're back
They're
with
back.
Rodri. And
No,
Rodri
but
has
but
been
hold up.
playing
Why?
nuts.
But Rodri's not the reason why they're back. The reason why they're back is Stones and Diaz. And Pep's
Spencer
ability.
Diaz and also Rodri being able to be that third because it's sort of like a triangle because they
I
play
know.
like
I
a
know.
4-1
I know. But
whatever.
you take Rodri out, you
4-1-3-2.
take Rodri out, you can put Fernandinho in. You can put, in terms of importance to the midfield, Liverpool don't have as many options as City do, so if you take Rodri out, you can fill it with somebody a lot better than your replacement with Fabinho.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just debating talent.
Yeah, I'm not arguing against really talent right now. I'm more arguing against importance to their team, and the detriment against Rodri there is City's embarrassment of riches. When it comes to the when it comes to the
You know they're looking for another left back too.
exactly my point. Like, all right, so I got three kind of extra topics that we talk about. Usually I share them with Carl, but kid's been busy with schoolwork, so he hasn't really been keeping up with footy. So we're going to start with some of the biggest news that I saw today. Something that I sent Carl on Instagram that I don't know if he saw.
Okay.
But the Euros this summer, Carl, are going to be fun.
Why?
He's back.
Zlatan
has been selected to the Swedish national team and will be playing in the Euros. So the Euros will be played a lot of the games in England. You want to know what Zlatan put on his Instagram story along with the post that says Return of the God? Because that was his Instagram caption. His bicycle kick against England to the song I'm Coming Home. The man is a savage.
Yeah,
And
he says whatever he wants.
I'm excited to see it. Like,
yeah, I'm really excited to see him perform really well. He's been performing amazingly for AC Milan, so
yep.
I want to see if you can bring it on a international stage one more time, really.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to. I mean, like, he ages like fine wine, we've noticed.
Oddly enough, yeah. He
Like,
just like has gotten slightly slower, but he still has like bursts of speed, which is
well,
like as fast as anyone
his
else.
running has gotten slower a little bit, but his brain, I think, has gotten faster. And his ability on the ball and his flexibility and his way to contort his body is just still ridiculous. Blows my mind.
You don't really lose that when you're like whatever degree in karate he is.
Yeah, but you do lose it with age.
He's just nuts. Like,
I know. So next thing I really want to move on to is, so it's like mid to late March. We're starting to get some transfer rumor. And one of the hottest commodities in world football just got a price tag slapped on him. Coming out of Bild in Germany, Erling Haaland's price tag is 150 million euro.
damn.
So somebody's going to pay it this summer.
Madrid.
City. and Madrid doesn't have the money. And
Think about everyone that they're selling.
doesn't matter. And like, I don't know. I mean, if somebody doesn't buy him this summer, when his release clause kicks in next summer for whatever it is, like 75 million, every single club in Europe is going to try and get that signature.
Well, yeah. I think that may be what people are going to wait for.
I don't, because if he
Why
could,
waste time?
if he would join City this summer, they will pay him.
Man, you would pay that too.
Well, if you're Erling Haaland, where would you pick, Carl? Replacing
Well,
Sergio Aguero at Manchester City,
it depends. It depends. Shut up.
or going to play with your buddy from Norway who coaching you, with another young striker trying to develop up top also? Think
You
about
gonna
that.
play with Lindelof.
What?
Lindelof is Swedish. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it sounds Swedish, but that's not really where I'm going. But are you forgetting also he has a link to City?
Yeah, I know his dad.
There we go. I see it happening.
Shut up. I don't want him to go to City and you all the way.
Do you want some more happy Carl news?
Sure.
All right, so I saw a report out of Tuttosport in Italy today.
Is it Varane?
No, that would be a Spanish media outlet,
Yeah, I know.
not an Italian media outlet.
Or France.
Yeah, but most likely something out of Spain because he plays for
Damn.
Madrid, and they would be reporting on Madrid business. But according to Tuttosport, with some news regarding Cristiano Ronaldo, should he leave Juventus this summer, he's apparently more likely to return to United than to Madrid.
Is that a move? Get Ronaldo for like 2 years.
Do you think it's a move?
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it would be nostalgic to see him back at Old Trafford.
Bro, I think that would be sick. Get Ronaldo for 2 years. Low key win the Prem.
I mean, who else really, though, to help your powerful sharpshooter than Ronaldo?
Yeah, we'll probably get rid of Cavani.
Well, Cavani is not apparently enjoying his time there and might, like, I've seen reports of Boca Juniors being interested in him.
Well, they had an interest in him last season as well.
I know, but they still are
in signing him. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
He's
but
world-class talent.
I just wanted to put the Ronaldo thing up there so you could
Yeah, I've been seeing random things about this just on and off. I just think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, woo, like we could get Ronaldo again, but like honestly, like is that gonna happen?
I could see it kind of just because it doesn't look like it's working out really at Juve. That's my
Yeah, he could go for the Bruno connection if like he really wants.
Yo, I saw a meme today, speaking of that was like, this is how World War III is gonna start. Ready for this? World War III is gonna start with the World Cup final being Portugal and England. And in the 90th minute, there's gonna be a pen that goes into VAR. It gets awarded. Ronaldo has been hurt at this point, so Bruno steps up and takes it, and it gets saved and goes back to VAR, and they review it, and the goalie jumped early, and then he takes it again and scores, and that's the World Cup.
That actually sounds really accurate. So I don't.
If that. So on that note, you want to jump into predictions?
Yeah, I sort of have to at that point.
So I got a question. I got a question. Do we want to...
We only have 4 games to predict.
Oh, yeah. We do only have 4 games. I was going to say, do we want to only predict the games we're going to talk about? But since there's only 4, we're going to talk about all 4 next week.
Yep.
So, Fulham Leeds, I'll go first.
Okay.
Um, I don't know because Fulham. I keep saying it. Fulham are scrappy. Um, I'll go Leeds 2-0.
You know, okay.
Fulham have finishing issues.
I'll take a 3-1 Leeds.
Okay. Okay.
Brighton, Newcastle, I will take this 0-0.
0-0. Yeah, I'm also gonna go 0-0. I just both these teams are struggling, and I just don't really see too much creativity. Not that it's not gonna be like an exciting game. It just might be on the lower end of fun.
Yeah.
Friday,
Well,
Friday,
not fun, just like scoring.
yeah, Friday and Saturday aren't really the games we're looking forward to this weekend. Um, I'm pumped for Sunday. Also, it's going to be somewhat difficult to pay attention to some of this because March Madness is starting and we are in America. So
Yeah.
that gets watched profusely.
And Duke's out, so salty boy.
Yeah, Carl's salty boy.
Who,
But
who are you rooting for?
I haven't paid attention enough this year. I'd like to see Gonzaga win, but let's get back to the sport that people care about with us. We don't know enough to talk about basketball. I mean, you do, I don't. But West Ham Arsenal, I'm picking. I'm
uh,
picking. No, it's my turn. I'm picking West Ham 2-1. Like, it's at home. I think they're annoyed with how they played against United. Lingard will be back, and Lingard back is kind of big. I don't know. I got a feeling 2-1. I also was talking to my neighbor today about sports betting, and he looked up the lines for this game, and I told him that that was my gut feeling. So he was gonna parlay West Ham and the plus 2.5 goals for the over. Um,
yeah, I wouldn't. I'm
I
gonna
told him
take
not.
Arsenal
I told him
2-1.
not. I told him not to parlay anything.
Yeah,
You're taking
that
Arsenal
that
2-1.
yeah.
Yeah. I also told him avoid betting on soccer because it's really confusing when the odds for West Ham to win, the odds for Arsenal to win, and the odds for a draw are all positive.
Well, not that's like normal betting.
No,
Like,
it's not. No
what do
matter
you
what.
mean? Like, there isn't like one person who's supposed to win in this case.
I know, but like it's not normal betting because if you're not a soccer fan, and I use soccer because that's just what they would use because they bet on American football. So
Yeah,
they don't call it football. So
yeah.
they're not fans the way we are. So it's really confusing when both options for a team to win are positive for them.
That happens for whatever. I deal with NBA bets, so that's
Yeah.
very similar.
Um.
So Spurs Villa, I'm taking Spurs 4-1.
What?
They just lost.
Yeah. But you're taking them 4-1 at Villa Park against a quality Villa side with Emmy Martinez in net?
Emi Martinez, 2-1.
Yeah. I was going to go 2-1 also, but like
2-1 just because of Emi Martinez.
I mean,
I wasn't giving him enough respect.
I'm gonna make some
But
kind of reel about like detailing my top three Prem signings because I just launched a TikTok for our account. Also, I don't know if I told you that. I haven't posted anything yet, but he's my signing of the season. Him. I'll go into less detail, I guess, when I make a reel or something. But him, Suchek, and um, who's the other one? Him, Suchek, and Ruben Diaz have been my signings of the summer
yeah,
because Ruben Diaz has transformed City's back line. They've gone from a team that has been mostly focused on their offensive scoring capabilities to a team that can now defend against anything. Souček has
Villa
given.
has changed everything.
They just are much more confident playing the ball around the field because they have a goalie that actually can make saves consistently. And
Exactly.
Souček is a very, very complementary piece to Declan Rice in that midfield. And they play really well together, and it's allowed West Ham to kind of control games a little bit better. I think
And then
Lingard
signing of the January
has
window
been,
is Lingard by far.
yeah. I mean, another signing of the season that I saw, ironically, is Alex Telles because of what it did to Luke Shaw. I'm not kidding.
No, you can't be kidding because Luke Shaw is playing like
Like,
the best left back in the
like
Prem,
that's a thing.
debatably the best left back. Like he's playing Alphonso Davies level
The only
at
reason
left
why
back.
he's not playing Alphonso Davies level is because he doesn't have the individual threat
That
that Alphonso Davies
pace.
has. Not even the pace, because pace is nothing if you can't beat a player, if you're not creative enough to use your pace in the right way.
No,
And
but Shaw has that. He has that. He just doesn't have the pace that
I know,
Alphonso
I know, but
Davies does
what
because of injuries.
I'm saying Davies isn't just pace. Like,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
yeah,
like Shaw
Shaw's missing the pace.
has those attributes.
I don't think he has them to the same degree as
No,
Davies
no.
does. Like, the thing about Alphonso Davies is he's a reverse Gareth Bale right now. He got bought as a right winger and converted to a left back.
Yeah, literally. I
And
love it.
watching what I'm going back to the 8-2, but watching what he did to Semedo, the way he literally broke his ankles to a point where Barcelona sent him to Wolves. Like, Shaw
Yeah,
can't do
that's not even
anything
true.
like that.
Well, no.
Shaw doesn't have the Shaw has the offensive capabilities to create by getting the
But
ball out of his feet. He can't create
he
with
had
the
that
ball. He can't create with the ball at his feet as well because he's just simply not as athletic.
that's true. Like that's one of the points that I was going to make is the explosiveness. He really lacks that explosiveness that you get to see from Alphonso Davies off of the break. So
Yeah,
it's really difficult to be like, "Oh yeah, like this is what's going to happen this way."
I will say, like, Shaw's been impressive. He's been.
Shaw's been amazing this entire season.
I don't like it.
I'm honestly just surprised. I really think Tellez is gonna pull through next season and just be nuts, but I don't know because you never know if he'll actually ever touch the field.
Yeah, I forgot what account's doing it, but somebody's doing like a vote. Oh, it's Puberty Sport. They're doing a vote for the England um lineup for the Euro, and I'm pretty sure Pope got voted for keeper. And then left
Shaw
back,
should be left back.
guess who the left center back was according to the vote?
Maguire,
Yeah.
fair.
Fair. I would say had he been healthy, Joe Gomez.
If he was healthy, a decent portion of the city.
No,
Because
no, that's
also
what I
you
mean. Had he been healthy this season, because you and I are on record having conversations in the past, and I don't know if your opinion has changed, but
no, my opinion has not changed. Good Joe Gomez, he's just injury prone,
yeah.
which is his only
Well,
flaw.
I don't think he's very injury prone. He hasn't had
He has a persistent ankle injury, I thought.
no. He's out this season because he severely injured his knee in the first international break.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not something persistent. This was a new injury for the season. Um, yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. What was he talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
Joe Gomez is a quality center back, and Joe Gomez would be starting if he actually played the entire season.
Or he would be starting
But
alongside Maguire in that vote. I don't know. I
yeah,
need to see the
exactly.
rest of it progress.
I completely agree with that because I
Yeah,
don't know if you really can not have Maguire there considering the quality of that Manchester United side this season.
yep,
And
yep.
also you have to throw I don't know if you throw Wan-Bissaka or if you throw Kyle Walker. Like of course I'm gonna say Wan-Bissaka.
Hello.
Bro, you throw him at midfield, dummy.
Okay, fair.
Throw him at CDM. Because
Okay,
think
fair.
about all your right backs. You also have Reece James, homie.
I mean, I would probably pick Reece James.
And just play the rest.
Like
Yo,
I,
play Kyle Walker at center back. He's done it before. What do you mean? He's like 6 foot. He was fire at center back.
that's fair. Nah, put Kyle Walker in goal.
Ah, it was funny. Yup.
Every time we come back to put Kyle Walker in goal,
Bro, you have to.
you have to. You have to. I honestly think Liverpool have a chance in the Champions League. I'm just gonna put this out there. I really do. Like, I know it
I
sounds
can't
crazy.
wait until they get drawn against Bayern and I can just laugh at you
Shut up.
so much as your dreams just plummet down the toilet because Bayern just smack you
So you know what the upside?
9-1.
You want to know what the upside to Liverpool Bayern would be?
What?
Liverpool don't play in London. Because you know what happens when Arsenal goes to London.
You mean Bayern goes to London,
Or
not
yeah,
Arsenal?
Bayern. Well, yeah, sorry,
Well,
Bayern. Well, I mean,
once Bayern touch London,
once Bayern
Spurs,
goes to London,
Arsenal, Chelsea, you name the team.
they beat them like 7-1 every time.
Yeah,
Every time.
every time.
And it is kind of nice that other countries can't travel to England at the moment because Liverpool doesn't have to play Champions League games at home, where they can't seem to win a thing. I think part of the reason why they didn't blow it against Leipzig is because they were playing in Budapest. Not even kidding.
Jesus.
Where did they
Yeah,
beat?
no.
Hold up. Where did they beat Wolves? Where did they beat Wolves?
The
Not at home.
first game back with Jota.
You think that was it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro, it's
he
literally been a massive difference. And also you have Fabinho actually playing in the CDM role instead of playing center back. And you have
yeah,
two center backs, which is massive for a team who didn't have center backs the entire season.
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, our two center backs are Nat Phillips and Ozan Kabak, but
They have legs,
they have legs.
they aren't injured, and they play that position, which is like the massive component. Like
They
I feel
do.
like you
They
keep
do.
on
They do.
forgetting
They do play that position.
like that's the biggest thing. They
Yeah.
actually play that position.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
how.
So next week, because we got a limiting games, I think Carl and I are gonna do our first little snake draft kind of squad building challenge. Um, I'm excited for that. I think we're gonna make it Premier League. What do we agree on? $300 million or £300 million budget. Um, no players from the top six. Not top six, big six.
Yeah, no players from top six.
Top six or big six?
Uh, Big six
Yeah.
because
So it's going to be
well,
basically a fight for.
we wouldn't be able to sign anyone from Liverpool pretty much.
Yeah, so let's do big six. We'll do big six. We'll do big six just in terms of like player value.
Because we could actually sign like a couple people from
Like Leicester.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that and we'll pull all the values from Transfer Market. I think it's going to be a fun time. There's going to be plenty of arguing. We're going to get some good sound bites out of that one.
Yeah, I hate you already, so we'll see how this goes.
All right, just because you said that, I'm just gonna go first, and I'll get the first pick for goalie. Um,
So you're just taking Melia.
Probably not, honestly.
I'm gonna take Melia then.
I mean, I'll tell you who my first pick is gonna be in goal.
Who?
Who plays goalie for Aston Villa, Carl?
Martinez.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm going for Donnarumma. I'm spending all my money.
Prem, non-big
No.
six. We can't go to Italy. Um,
That's Italy top four.
yeah. So, tune in next week for that, and thanks for all the tuning in. I checked our RSS feed. We got over 200 total streams, so
Woo.
that's awesome. We'll be back next week. Catch you guys. Adios.
Peace.